good morning to Team Ullrich and the Painters. I'm very fortunate to have you online this morning and congratulations. What a phenomenal performance. You guys eventually pull it off. I must admit, you position yourself very, very well by having two pigeons in your top 10. So the odds were on your side. But of course, that goes with very, very good planning to be able to put two pigeons in the top 10 going into the final leg of our sprinter series. Simon, all the way from Germany. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good morning.
Morning, morning. How you guys do? There's Torsten and Santa Claus as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Simon, just tell me, what went through your mind? Did you plan for this to win the green jacket? And what was your feelings when you realized you guys actually winning this race or this sprinter series?
Yes, I will do it in German because tell, talk about feelings in German is better for me. Es war ein großartiges Gefühl. Dieses Gefühl ging eigentlich schon am Tag des Einsatzes los, the day of the basketing. Hat der mir mehrfach gesagt, morgen werden wir the Green Jacket gewinnen. Ich wollte es sehr nicht so recht glauben. Wir hatten aber doch ja schon mit den beiden Tauben in den Top 10 Positionen gute Chancen. Habe mich anstecken lassen irgendwie von Steer über Nacht und habe furchtbar schlecht geschlafen. Und wenn ich schlecht schlafe vor einem Rennen, egal ob es jetzt ein Programmrennen zu Hause ist oder ein One-Off-Rennen, dann ist es für mich immer ein gutes Zeichen, weil dann wird es gut. Wir haben kalkuliert, wann die Tauben kommen könnten, mit Papa zusammen, mit Thorsten zusammen und waren dann sehr pünktlich vorm Rechner. Ich habe mich beeilt, dass wir die Tauben alle versorgen bei uns, sodass wir auch live gucken konnten, wann die Tauben kommen. Wir verfolgten auf YouTube live den Stream und irgendwann hieß es, die Tauben kommen und ich habe sofort mit einem Auge gesehen, unsere beiden Asse sind irgendwie früh dabei. Ich sagte zu Vater, die Ben Newton sind da, jetzt heißt es hoffen. Und das war gar nicht ausgesprochen. Da wurde die Green Jacket, das Green Jacket Final Result eingeblendet und wir starten ganz oben und Fünfter auch noch. Also ja, wären die Kaffeetassen noch voll, die wären durch die Gegend geflogen. Das war einfach atemberaubend.
Wow. Ja. No, well done. That's beautiful. I really appreciate that.
Es kam auch direkt der Anruf von Steer und dann konnten wir eigentlich am Telefon noch zusammen jubeln. Also es war wirklich ein toller Moment.
Yeah, wow. Oh, fantastic. Over to you, Steer. There's Steer and Richard and Henrico. Also, good morning and welcome. Tell me that pigeon that pulled it off at the end of the day, that win the green jacket. You were only 8 seconds ahead of the previous year green jacket winner, which is Alvin Bester. But you guys obviously pull it off again and this time. So well done and congratulations also on that very good, superb performance. How was that pigeon bred?
Okay, firstly, I want to say it was a big surprise for us because I think by now we've got a reputation of having birds in the first batch, but they never run in quick enough. But this time, the little hen did it, in time, and we were delighted. So from a breeding perspective, it is out of our old family that's been in our family for 60 years.
Gold medal.
Yeah, the father is called Buckbean. He's got a long, nice story, which I won't share now. But he's basically bred from the same pigeons that won the original Sun City $1 million in 2001. We crossed him with a hen that we selected on the Africa Pro auctions last year, which we bought from Ari Dijkstra. We've had pigeons from him before, and it's shown that the crossing of that specific old painted patry line with the Dijkstra pigeons do very well. And so when the Africa Pro auctions of the birds that weren't sold on PIPA or on Africa Pro site came to Top Pigeon, we made an appointment to go and have a look at certain of the birds, and the two birds that stood out for Enrico. I think by this time most South Africans know that he's quite a fundi when it comes to selecting birds based on their throats. Two hens stood out, and this was the hen from Aridenstra and the hen called Dive that was bred by Simon. And we decided to mate them up with our very best, because we were so sure that it will work. And yeah, the result is there to see for everyone. So we absolutely delighted and excited.
Yeah, the cock from our side was the best bird in the union. Full brother to the gold medal winner for us in 2019, overall distance and middle distance. And the cock of the fifth bird, the father, was the silver medal winner in that same year. So that was more the sprinter bird that we thought on the breeding side, because the father also flew sprints, but his sister won middle distance, and his brother, we hope, has a chance to do this year, maybe do the Sampo medals in the long distance. So I have hopes for the green jacket winner to go on.
Yes.
Oh, that's impressive, eh? Wow, it will be quite interesting to see. And I obviously believe that's why the Blue Jacket competition is out there, is to see and to crown those pigeons that can do the sprint series and of course pull it through the entire season, come up on the top. And yeah, other side is we're gonna have now from next week on a reset and have the brown jacket running. And of course, that's a good pigeon, and that pigeon can perform in the brown jacket, which is the endurance series as well. So it will be very, very interesting to see and to follow. Over to your fifth position. So you had two pigeons in the top 10. Simon, if I might ask you, how's that pigeon bred in?
Yeah, the fifth ace is Simon's Purpose, named by Stea, bred by Stea. It's a couple of the painters and the SG Ullrich bloodlines. The father is the original Stea painters or painters cock, and the mother is original from us.
Wow.
I can really totally remember when I selected the 23 season pigeons for Africa Pro.
Yes.
I had a Dive, because Dive I sent to Africa Pro one of race, and she was able to manage the last season good, I think. And when I handled Dive, the beautiful blue hen, I directly felt her spirit, her power, and her, I was searching for a name which sounds very fast. So I had the picture in my head of a sky ball, something like a dive down from the sky into the loft. This was what I felt when I handled Dive. And so this feeling was not so bad, because one of the first babies of Dive now is the fifth ace of the sprint series from Africa Pro. Yeah, Dive is bred by our good old bloodline with origin at Van der Bele Blixen. The father of Dive, the special one, is one of our main breeders at our loft for several winners at the program races at the club, at the union. And he also was able to give many winners at one-off races. So this is something like an all-round cock and all-round bloodline. For example, the cousin of Simon's Purpose is Feng Shi, and Feng Shi was the winner of the Usedom one-off race final race in 2022. So you see there, and I also can say that direct daughters and granddaughters of the special one of the father of Dive are one of our best hands at the club races for several years. So yes, it's a certain and very improved bloodline of us, combined with a very good bloodline of Stea of the sprint races, I think. Yeah.
That's amazing to realize that this co-breeding is so successful out of Germany and South Africa. So well done on that as well. And certainly we're going to keep an eye on that to see how it perform now from now on as we reach the halfway mark of our series. Another question I want to ask, what advice can you give out there in order to win the green jacket? Is there some strategy or game plan, or you want to hold your plan to your chest? Is it a secret?
No. We well known for not having secrets and sharing our knowledge with everyone that wants to listen. So my advice to everyone is, whether it's Africa Pro or any other one loft race, is study the conditions. So we are very fortunate where we live. We race under very similar conditions that prevails at Africa Pro. In other words, Africa Pro's conditions, the majority of the sprint series and a large part of the series, in fact, maybe just the last 2 or 3 races are different. We have beautiful blue skies every day with very light headwinds. The conditions are very dry. We have high pressure systems from a meteorological point of view dominating over South Africa. And over the years, we've developed a strain of pigeons that do very well under those conditions. It has very little to do with whether they are short distance sprinters, medium distance, or long distance. Let me give you a good example of what I'm saying. On Sunday, the day before we won the green jacket, we had the very hardest race for the whole year in our own union, from 750 kilometers. And the first race was won by a full brother of Buckbean, who's the father of the sprint series winner. The velocity was under 1,000 meters a minute, and the total hours on the wing was maybe 11 and a half, nearly 12 hours. So the versatility of the pigeon from a short distance, medium distance, or long distance doesn't play a role, but the conditions were very similar. Headwinds, hot conditions, dry conditions. The bird that bred the 5th green jacket on the second race from the same race point, 750 kilometers, came and he won the union. And he's a brother of a half brother from father's side of the 5th place. So my advice is study the conditions, find birds that in your own union or club under those conditions do well. Consistent. I think Enrico touched on it. Both these birds that do well are closely related or directly out of Sandpo medal winners. And I think that says a lot for South Africa and the quality of bird we race. And it also says a lot for where we race, that the competition is extremely strong. And for birds to consistently do well, they're obviously good enough to compete with the best in the world, and on occasion like yesterday also beat them.
Yes, in my opinion as well. Get the South African birds crossed out with the best, how can I say, global birds like we did at the moment, with the one end and with Torsten and Simon's end, to get South African pigeons and pigeons abroad to make the best bird under conditions. Because one loft racing is always different to what normal season racing is, but the birds that race in the seasons in South Africa, very good thing to look for is the Sandpo medal winners, and closely related to those ones, bred out with the birds that has proven to fly well in one loft races over the world. So I think that mix is the best mix you can have, and that I think is part of our success.
Did you send your pigeons to Africa Pro? If I may ask, you have now a few that do good. You have 2 in the top 10, and even a one that came 20th, and so on as well.
Yeah, so we did an analysis. So the 1st and 5th were both sent during February. The one was in the beginning of February, the winner, green jacket winner, and the 5th place was sent towards the end of February. But then only a few minutes or seconds behind, in 20th place, was a bird that we sent early in February, in November, sorry. So my advice to the guys would be is try and send your team at different stages, early, middle, and late. last year we found that the birds that we sent very early did well on the Blue Jacket and Sprint Series as well. I think last year we were placed first Black Jacket after race 7, but then those birds faded out towards the end, and then the birds that we sent late came and did well in the final for Simon and Klaus Tinica and Rosen Dobrev from Bulgaria. So my suggestion would be make a mix if you can.
Thank you very much. And what a beautiful story of successful co-breeding from Germany and South Africa, and managed to pull it off on a green jacket. And congratulations again, and well done for all the other competitions that lay ahead of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Looking
Thanks,
forward to
Hendrik.
see all of you again this year at Sun City, same as last year.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you.